Hi, Carolyn Kearney here at Powell Arts, and I'm standing with the wonderful Ashley Fearfield in front of her two of three pieces that will be in our Marvelous and Unusual show from now through July 16th. Ashley, do you mind introducing us to your pieces?
Sure. The top one is Flamingo Eagle, and the bottom one is Blue Jay of Paradise.
And I love these pieces because they're both intricate and show you a bird, but then they're whimsical because they show you, as your social media handle says, birds as other birds. Yes. Can you talk to us about how you got started on that? It's such a unique perspective.
Thank you. I think it ended up starting as like an exercise in confidence because you can paint a duck and you can be told that you didn't paint it correctly. And you can paint like a flamingo and you can be told you didn't paint it correctly. But when you combine them, nobody can say, like, that's not what a Blue Jay of Paradise looks like because it's original. So it adds like a little bit of fun to it, and it also takes a little pressure off when you're doing the technical work.
Yeah. So that leads to the question, how do you decide what bird amalgams you're going to make?
Usually I try to go for a combination of bright colors and a different type of shape.
Yeah. So both of these, that's true, but it's especially in the eagle because totally different. A nice odd couple now existing in one space. What medium do you use?
Oh, I use watercolor and watercolor paper.
So, and it looks like you do what's nice is that do you start by going and kind of drawing in do you do an underdrawing first?
Oh yeah, I do the shape, the drawing, everything like that, and then I fill in the colors afterwards. So then I have make sure the shape is right, make sure the pose is right, make sure it's showing and that you get an idea of what both birds are too. Mm-hmm. Like I want it to be very, not like super obvious, but oh, that's a combination.
Yeah, one of the things I always enjoy about drawing is because these are kind of a hybrid because you're both drawing and then you're adding, it's almost like you're letting the color grow out of the drawing. One of the things I really appreciate about drawings a lot of times is that you get to see such density of line and direction, and these have both, the concept is both wonderful, but also the execution is really beautiful because the way that you've used the line to kind of gesture you down and around and really give you the idea of the parrot tails and the way that you've gone and shaped the wing here and the walk of the eagle. It's nice because when you're up close, you get to see both the detail in the paint and the detail in the pencil, which I really enjoy. Do you enjoy sketching?
Oh yeah, I enjoy the sketching part. And it's also I look up different poses because like you said, I like to have a little bit of a dynamic, not so much the bird just being stiff and still. I want to give it a little bit of life to it. I want to give it some flow.
Well, that was going to be my next question, is that these both have the coy look to the side of this bird, of the Blue Jay of Paradise, and the walk of the eagle. Do you take these from pictures? Do you take them from books? How do you decide? Because each of these have very strong energy and personality. How do you start with that? Do you have inspiration from books? Do you come up with it in your head? How do you do that?
Usually I'll look at the original bird and I'll look at all different types of photos, and then I'll usually combine what I like from different photos together and make my own pose. If I like the way the bird has its head, but I see another photo where the bird has its tail spread out in a certain way, I like to take little bits and pieces and combine all of them together.
Yeah, you're montaging it together. Which leads me to just at least one more question. How do you decide which bird's going to be dominant in the form?
Usually I have a list and I'll write down I like the shape of these birds. I'll have another list of ones where, these colors are real bright.
I love this.
Yeah, so then I'll eventually be what two would go together? Sometimes if you do a combo and you start working on it and you can't really tell, then it's the shape's not big enough, it's not bright enough, or the bird's not well known. I like to try and pick people know eagles and flamingos.
Yeah.
And people know blue jays, but I think some people are pretty familiar with those birds of paradise as well.
Yeah.
So it's trying to get something that's well known.
Yeah, which is is perfect. It's almost there's almost a mix and match gameplay element of that, which is really cool. I also like how you make them strong central figures, which is a choice because your eye goes right to them, and they're vivid colors. So I think these are beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm so glad we've known Ashley for a little while now, and you probably do too, from her flower collages, which are also very unique and beautiful.
Thank you.
But I've had my eye on these for quite a while, so I'm so glad that they're going to be in our Marvelous and Unusual show.
Me too.
So, thank you. Thank you for sharing these with us, and please come see Ashley's work from now through July 16th. Thank you so much for doing this, Ashley.
Thank you.